Hello YouTube, Chrome Freak here. Wow, huh? Look what we're looking at here. Smith & Wesson XVR Model 460. But before we get into that, real quickly, the sticker you're looking at, All American Infidel, what looks to be like a US soldier holding an M14 with bayonet on it, Infidel on there. This sticker was bought at the US Naval SEAL and UDT Museum located in Fort Pierce, Florida. It's an $8 charge to get in. It's a completely self-funded museum, and it's dedicated to Naval SEALs all the way back from the beginning, the UDT teams to today's modern SEALs, and well worth that $8 price of admission to get in there. The firearms they have, it's an amazing museum, and I took quite a bit of footage there. I just need the time to put that all together and get it out to you in a video, and we will do that very soon. However, right now I am working 7 12-hour days, and it's the night shift, guys, and I am so not a night person. So this has really thrown me for a loop, but fortunately there's light at the end of the tunnel. 3 to 4 weeks of this and I'll be back to the normal day shift. Even though I'll still be doing quite a few hours, it won't be at night, and I'll be back to myself. Okay, the Smith & Wesson Model 460 XVR. XVR standing for Extreme Velocity Revolver, and boy is it. It is the highest velocity revolver in the world, bar none. It's just a well-crafted, beautiful machine. With that said, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start at the business end of the revolver and work our way back, all the way back to the grips. But the first thing we'll do is we'll go ahead and safety check it for the Sallies out there. As you can see, it's completely empty. It's just everything about this, the smoothness, the feel, the look, it's just a great revolver. Why did I buy such a big revolver? Well, I got a hog hunt planned later on this year, and I wanted something a little bit bigger than a 44 Magnum, and I did a lot of research, and this is what I came up with, and I'm glad I made the purchase. And it's just like I said, a well-oiled, beautiful machine. Smith really did a great job on this, and everybody needs to know that. I mean, they did. Their quality level is just way up there. They're really doing great work, especially with these revolvers. But across the board, they're doing good work, and it needs to be said. Okay, we're going to start at the business end of this revolver, and we're going to work our way all the way back to the grips. It comes with 2 muzzle brakes from the factory. The one that's installed on the revolver from the factory is for jacketed rounds. They also give you one for lead rounds. They give you a nice little Allen wrench right there to change it out. Now you already see I safety checked the gun, and guys, I'm pointing it at a camera, not at a person. The business end right here. The Allen wrench goes into that, you unscrew it, simple as that. Slide out the compensator, replace it with the other, tighten the screw back down. It literally take you, after you've done it a time or 2, seconds to do. I don't plan on shooting a lot of lead rounds through it unless I get into making my own. But as of right now, we're going to stick with the jacketed rounds that you can buy. And we'll get into the rounds and the velocities and all that later on in the video. The muzzle brake works. It works very well. The design is very well. It tames this beast. It really does. It is a very comfortable firing revolver for being what it is. With that said, I'll get into that later also. I don't want to go all over the place here. The front sight, it's a high-vis fiber optic green sight. They also give you a replaceable blade style sight if you like. Don't know why you'd want to change this one out though, because I mean, you pick this revolver up and you are on target, and you're on target very quickly with it. The barrel length on this beautiful revolver right here is 8.38 inches, which is basically 8 3/8 inches long. But it also comes with a 10.5, I want to get this wrong, I want to make sure I tell you all of them, a 12-inch and a 14-inch with a bipod. Now I can't speak about the other ones because I've never held them, but this 8 3/8 inch barrel is a very balanced revolver, which also helps in the recoil. And I'll explain more later on that also. But it's got varying barrel lengths, and the one with the bipod, I would love to see it. I have not seen that one in person. I did see the 12-inch, but did not handle it. However, I'm very happy with the choice I made in this length barrel. and the accuracy you can get out of this and the velocity you get out of this is really all you need. But obviously, the longer the barrel, it would even improve. The 14-inch, I can't even imagine. I haven't even looked up the numbers on that one. But anyhow, the craftsmanship of the barrel itself, the rifling in the barrel itself, I want to tell you what Smith calls it. They call it game twist barreling for giving it supposedly superb long-range accuracy. Well, I'm not the most accurate shooter in the world. In fact, most firearms are way more accurate than I could ever be. And that's the truth with most firearms and most people. Unless you're a professional marksman, most modern day firearms are going to be a whole lot accurate than you could ever be. If you're not hitting on target, chances are it's you and not the firearm if everything's zeroed in properly. With this revolver here, you zero it in at 200 yards. That's right, I said 200 yards for a revolver. Shooting a 268 grain bullet. You hold dead center at 250 yards after you sighted it in at 200, and you hold dead center at target at anything at 250 yards in, and it's going to hit dead center where you're aiming. There is no varying. It is a flat shot at 250 yards, and that is just unbelievable with a revolver round. It really is. Think about that. Okay, the cylinder itself, very smooth. Still new, it's got to be broke in. By the way, have taken it to the range, but couldn't get any range video, so we will do that in the future also. We'll get some video of this shooting at the range with it. Very smooth cylinder, very well made. But once again, the craftsmanship, you just look at it and it just screams quality. It really does. Everything is very smooth, the ejection rod, everything here is just, Smith took the extra step. I mean, they really did. I've got to say I'm very impressed with the quality and the craftsmanship of not only this revolver, but a lot of Smith's work here lately. They are really, they're kicking it up a notch, guys, and I believe that. I did a lot of research before I bought this revolver, and I think I made the right choice. First of all, going with Smith, and second of all, the size and the round that I decided to get this revolver in. Okay, the rear sight. It's adjustable for elevation and windage, but it came from the factory, I gotta tell you, pretty good. I didn't have to adjust anything on it, but you know, we were at an outdoor range, but there was no wind, virtually no wind that day at all. And like I said, they're gonna be more accurate than I am, but this is just fine right out of the box. It was ready to go. Another plus for Smith. The trigger. And single action, guys. By the way, it's pointing in a safe direction and it is empty. It's a brake that you would have to feel, because I'm gonna describe it to you. Under 3 pounds, no doubt about that. I even think it's way less than that, but we'll call it under 3. But just the smoothness, the timing, when you pull the hammer back and the cylinder rotates. I mean, and you have this big revolver in your hand, 72.5 ounces of big, by the way, which helps tame some of that recoil also with the muzzle brake, but so well balanced in your hand. You could just smoothly hold this and just that trigger just breaks so nice. Double action now. We're gonna get into a big, heavy, I couldn't find it in the research I did, but I'm gonna say at least 12 pounds of double action pull. But the single action mode is just, it's a thing of beauty. It really is. Okay. Now we're going to move on back. Well, the cylinder release, which still kind of needs to be broken here. This is still a nice tight revolver, but it's a very smooth release. Bring it back. And we're going to go ahead. This is a synthetic rubber type grip, also helping in the recoil, but also very ergonomic in your hands. When you feel this revolver, it cushions the blow, I guess you could say. It just feels very well in the hand. They did a good job with these grips. Nothing special, but it does the job it's intended to do, which is cushion the recoil of this monster, and it does. The finish of this gun is it's a satin stainless finish, which is beautiful. Once again, I'm not sure if I said it, it's built on the same frame I believe that the 500 is built on, which is Smith's extra large frame, the X frame. And that's about all I can really say about it. We'll get into the velocity and the statistics and the ballistics here in a second. But the revolver itself, let me give you a turn. Once again, I'm pointing at the camera, guys. It's a camera, nobody behind it. Just a beautiful, beautiful revolver. The only thing I don't like about stainless any firearms, and I love the look, obviously, is they're very fingerprint. They like metal to a magnet, fingerprints there. Get yourself just a nice Winchester cloth. This is impregnated with a lubricant. Wipes it down, gets the handprints off, and you kind of want to do that before you store it anyway. But stainless, you're not going to have any problems with, you know, any kind of rust or anything like that. You should never have any kind of issues with it. And just keep it wiped down and clean. Okay, the ballistics of this. My good buddy John went to ammobuilder.com for me. You guys all know John. And just to give you an idea, make sure I shot that. I want to mention also, because I'm not sure if I said it at the beginning of the video, but this will not only shoot the 460 Magnum round, it will also shoot the 454 Casull round and the 45 Long Colt round. So it makes it a very versatile revolver, which also played a role in the choice of me deciding to get this revolver over, say, like a 500. Anyway, ammobuilder.com, and what we did, we just printed out some of the bigger rounds and even a rifle round. And look at that. We printed out the rifle round, the ballistics for a 308 Winchester, 7.62 millimeter NATO. Wow, imagine that. They actually consider that the same round. So do I. Anyway, guys, to give you some kind of a idea, I'm going to compare this revolver to a 308 rifle. Okay, the muzzle velocity coming from 154 grain bullet from a 308, 2,716 foot per second. The 460 Smith & Wesson revolver, 2,055 foot a second. Roughly about 600 foot a second less than a 308 rifle round. Guys, that is just unbelievable. Considering, let's consider the man stopper, a 45. I love the 45 round. Everybody loves a 45 round. And it is a man stopper. But the velocity on a 45 ACP round is 939 foot. By the way, these are all average velocities. 939 foot a second. Guys, this has basically 1,900 more feet a second than the 45. Can you imagine? So let's compare apples to apples now. That was going against a rifle range, against a 500 Smith & Wesson Magnum. This revolver, once again, 2,055 foot a second velocity. The 500 Magnum, 1,801 foot. So roughly 250 foot more a second than the 500. The 50 A&E, 1,400, very impressive. 50 A&E is very impressive. 1,461 foot a second for a big old 300 grain bullet going out there. Well, this is almost a 300 grain bullet. We're 283 grain bullet right here. Once again, 2,055 to 1,461. It just blows everything else off the map. The 454 Casull, 1,685 foot a second. It's 500, basically 500 foot a second less, 400 and change. So that played a lot in my decision to grab this. Is the velocity, it is the highest velocity revolver in the world, bar none. And I'll put it up against any of these revolvers. And it's just, John printed me out some more stats here to show you guys. And it's just unbelievable when you get the 460 out here. And the muzzle energy, guys, the energy, 2,554 foot-pounds of energy from the 500, 2,599. The 460 has more energy than the 500 has. Let's go back to the rifle, 308 Winchester rifle, 2,440. So here we are, once again, 150 more pounds of energy than a rifle round. Guys, I mean, if you're in the market for a big revolver, you know, the 500 Smith is an awesome revolver. Believe me, I'm not made by the same company. But ballistically speaking, the 460 beats it. It does beat it. And that's why I chose the 460. It's as simple as that. And I picked this up. I did quite a bit of research before I decided to buy this revolver, and I also did my homework. I called a few contacts. I've been into firearms my entire life, so I know quite a few people who are FFLs and sell firearms. And I called a good friend of mine, who'll always be a good friend of mine, and he gave me his rock bottom price. Well, I said, you know what? Let me call my new friend that I just met through Pete, the Armory channel, and they're local here to me, K&W Gunworks in Delray Beach, Florida. Les over there, Brandon and David, all three just fantastic guys. These guys, I can't even, they're just so friendly, they really are. They're just great people. I gave Les a call, and he destroyed my guy, man. Nobody's ever beat my guy. Nobody. And he beat him. It shocked me, but I was also very happy. So big shout out to K&W Gunworks. I'll put a link for them at the bottom of the video. I also want to bring up something else out there. When the rest of the world has problems like the earthquake in Japan, and Americans like us reach out and we help the Japanese people. We're a very giving people, American people are. As much as we're hated around the world, I don't care what anybody says about us, we have a heart and we are very giving. We are. Guys, but right here locally in our own country, this came to my attention, brought to me by Unomas58, a YouTube user. Very good guy, always comments on my videos, great guy. He gave me, he sent me a video, and it's about the tornado victims here in this country. We've a lot of bad storms here lately, and there's a lot of Americans hurting, guys. And he gave me a website here. Let me turn it around so I can read it. It's www.stormrelief2011.org. I urge you, first of all, to go over to Unomas58's channel, take a look at the video. And then if you got it, guys, I know there's a lot of people hurting right now, but heck, if you can give $1, if you can give $2, if you can give a t-shirt, whatever you can give, go visit this website, take a look at it. Let's help some fellow Americans out of a really bad situation. My heart goes out to them and I pray for them all. Okay, guys, we're going to wrap this video up. Everything I think needed to be said was said. We'll get a range video of this up as quickly as I possibly can. I do want to apologize to a lot of guys and a lot of people holding contests right now that I would love to enter. I just haven't had the time to make videos. I actually made a video to enter one contest, and I lost it with the two. This is the third attempt at this video because I simply lost the other two. I can't find the SD card. The first one messed up, and I just was going to trash that video. I didn't like it. The second one, I lost the SD card, so this is hopefully the third time's a charm here. Anyway, guys, once again, just a beautiful, beautiful revolver. Very happy so far with it. Got about 50 rounds through her, and it's just a great shooting gun. And it also, real quickly, and I'll end it, when you pick this thing up ergonomically, the weight, the muzzle brake, the balance, everything is just so nice on it that when you shoot it, as powerful it is, as it is, and boy, is it powerful. It's not bad. It's not a gun that you're going to shoot and say, man, I don't want to shoot that again. In fact, quite the contrary. Did I say that right? You want to pick this up and you want to shoot it again and again and again and again. The problem is these aren't cheap. Anyways, guys, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. Please leave comments. Let me know what you think. Let's help out these tornado victims if we can. And just, if you guys are in the market for a firearm, once again, and I'll put their link in under the video also, K&W Gunworks, Delray Beach, Florida. If not anything, if they don't beat the price you're looking for, the worst thing that's going to happen is you're going to have a great, funny, friendly conversation with another gun fanatic like yourself. And that itself is worth the phone call. Trust me on that. And I don't care if David, Les, or Brandon answer the phone. All three of them are fantastic. Anyway, guys, that's it. Good night. See you, YouTube.